What if I told you that some of the most powerful healing fruits on Earth have been hiding in plain sight for centuries, quietly used by indigenous tribes, studied by modern scientists, and now available to anyone who knows where to look? These fruits confounded European explorers and contain compounds modern pharmacies still can't fully replicate. While we're all reaching for the same apples, bananas, and oranges, there are fruits out there with clinical evidence proving they can reprogram immune cells, protect your vision at the cellular level, and deliver more antioxidant power than any synthetic supplement. Number 3 is so dangerous when unripe it caused a mysterious illness that killed dozens for decades. But when harvested correctly, it's one of the most brain-nourishing fruits on Earth. And number 1? It breaks the rules of everything we thought we knew about vitamin C. Same dosage as a supplement pill, completely different results in human studies. Here are 7 weird fruits with insane health benefits, ranked from impressive to absolutely extraordinary. 7. Kiwano, the horned melon. Let's start with something that looks like it landed from another planet. Kiwano, also called horned melon, is native to sub-Saharan Africa. For centuries, the Kalahari Desert tribes used it as a water source during dry seasons. The bright orange spiky exterior protects a lime green, jelly-like interior that's over 90% water. Early explorers documented its use as both hydration and sustenance during long desert crossings. The real power is in the color. That bright orange skin contains zeaxanthin, a carotenoid that accumulates specifically in the macula of your eye. Think of zeaxanthin as internal sunglasses. It filters harmful blue light and protects the photoreceptor cells from oxidative damage. For seniors dealing with age-related macular degeneration or declining night vision, Kiwano provides targeted protection. The zeaxanthin doesn't just reduce damage. It actively shields the cells responsible for sharp central vision. From a homesteading perspective, Kiwano is surprisingly easy to grow. It's a heat-loving vine that thrives in poor soil and drought conditions. Plant it once, and it self-seeds aggressively. The fruit stores for months at room temperature without refrigeration. The flavor is mild, slightly sweet, with cucumber and lime notes. You eat it by cutting it in half and scooping out the gel and seeds. The entire interior is edible. 6. Longan, the dragon's eye. In traditional Chinese medicine, Longan has been used for over 2,000 years to calm the mind, improve sleep, and enhance memory. The name translates to dragon's eye because when you peel it, the translucent white flesh surrounding a black seed looks like an eyeball. The active compounds are coralagen and Longan polysaccharides. Coralagen has been shown in studies to protect neurons from oxidative stress and reduce inflammation in brain tissue. The polysaccharides modulate neurotransmitter activity, specifically increasing GABA, which is your brain's primary calming signal. Seniors struggling with insomnia, anxiety, or age-related cognitive decline will find Longan offers a natural sedative effect without the hangover of pharmaceutical sleep aids. It doesn't knock you out. It helps your brain naturally transition into rest. Longan trees thrive in subtropical climates. They're relatively low maintenance once established and can produce hundreds of pounds of fruit per season. The fresh fruit is delicate and doesn't ship well, which is why you rarely see it in stores. But the dried fruit retains all its medicinal properties in stores for years. You can eat it fresh, dried, or steeped in hot water as a tea. Traditional use is eating 5 to 10 dried longans before bed to promote deep, restorative sleep. 5. Jabuticaba. Now we're getting into fruits with serious clinical backing. Jabuticaba is native to Brazil, and it grows in one of the strangest ways you've ever seen. The fruit doesn't hang from branches. It grows directly on the trunk and main limbs of the tree, creating a surreal purple carpet effect. Indigenous Brazilians fermented it into wine and used the skin to treat inflammation and respiratory issues. The skin contains an anthocyanin called cyanidin, 3-glucoside. This compound activates the NRF2 pathway, which is your body's master antioxidant gene switch. When NRF2 is activated, your cells start producing their own internal antioxidants, glutathione and superoxide dismutase, which are far more powerful than anything you can take as a pill. Here's where it gets extraordinary. In clinical trials, Jabuticaba extract improved lung function in COPD patients. It reduced oxidative stress markers and inflammatory cytokines in the lungs. For seniors dealing with chronic respiratory issues, This is a direct intervention at the cellular level. Jabuticaba trees are subtropical and can grow in large containers if you live in a warm climate. They're slow-growing but beautiful ornamental trees. The fruit has a short shelf life, which is why it's almost never exported. Most Brazilians eat it fresh or make it into jams and jellies. The skin is where the medicine lives. Don't peel it. Eat the whole fruit, or juice it with the skin included. 4. Noni. Noni takes things to another level. Noni is native to French Polynesia and Southeast Asia. Traditional healers called it the painkiller tree and used it for everything from infections to joint pain to digestive issues. The problem? It smells and tastes like rotting cheese mixed with gym socks. Early European explorers documented its use, but refused to eat it themselves. The active compounds are iridoids, specifically deacetylespiralicylic acid. Iridoids are precursor molecules. They enter your gut, and your microbiome converts them into bioactive compounds that amplify your body's antioxidant systems. Think of it as turning on a switch that makes every other antioxidant in your diet work harder. If you are dealing with chronic inflammation, joint pain, or sluggish immune systems, Noni doesn't just provide antioxidants. It multiplies the effectiveness of the antioxidants you're already getting from food. Noni trees grow in tropical climates and produce fruit year-round. They're nearly indestructible. The fruit ferments naturally on the tree, which is why it smells so terrible. Most people take it as a supplement or heavily diluted juice to avoid the flavor. Critical safety warning. Noni is high in potassium. Anyone with kidney disease must avoid it entirely. Your kidneys cannot process the excess potassium load. And this is where I want to pause. If you're watching this video, you're part of a community taking charge of their health and returning to forgotten plant wisdom. We are reclaiming the knowledge that sustained our ancestors for millennia. Take a second to like this video and let me know in the comments which fruit you're most excited to try. 3. Ackee. Ackee arrived in Jamaica from West Africa aboard slave ships in the 18th century. It became so beloved that it was eventually declared the national fruit. But there's a dark twist. For much of Jamaican history, a mysterious illness called Jamaican vomiting sickness killed dozens of people every winter, puzzling doctors for decades. The culprit wasn't discovered until the 1950s, a toxin called hypoglycin A, hiding in the unripe fruit. Here's the good news. Ripe, properly prepared ackee is not only safe, it's one of the most unusually nutritious fruits on the planet. The edible yellow aril is extraordinarily rich in linoleic acid, an essential omega, 6 fatty acid, and stearic acid. This gives it a macronutrient profile closer to a nut or avocado than a fruit. These healthy fats support the cell membranes of every neuron in your brain. The fruit's rich potassium content actively signals blood vessel walls to relax, lowering blood pressure through the same pathway as many pharmaceutical drugs. For seniors dealing with high blood pressure, cognitive decline, or poor fat absorption, ackee provides essential fats in a highly bioavailable form. Critical warning: there is a traditional Jamaican saying, only eat ackee when it has smiled. That is to say, only consume ackee after the pod has split open naturally, revealing the ripe aril inside. A closed pod means unripe, and unripe means potentially deadly. Always remove the black seeds and the red membrane before eating. These are toxic even in ripe fruit. Ackee trees grow in tropical climates. They're ornamental and productive, but the fruit requires knowledge to harvest safely. 2. Mangosteen, the queen of fruits. We're almost at the top, and this is where the science gets fascinating. Mangosteen is renowned as the queen of fruits. Legend holds that Queen Victoria of England was so obsessed with it that she allegedly offered a reward of £100 sterling, a fortune at the time, to anyone who could bring her a fresh mangosteen. The pericarp, the outer rind, has been used in traditional Southeast Asian medicine for centuries to treat infection, wounds, inflammation, and diarrhea. Most people eat only the white flesh and throw away the purple rind. That's the part with the magic. The rind is loaded with xanthones, a class of polyphenol so structurally unique that they're found in almost no other food on Earth. The most studied is alpha-mangostin. It suppresses pro-inflammatory cytokines and inhibits key inflammatory signaling pathways. What makes this extraordinary is the dual action. It not only reduces inflammation but simultaneously affects macrophage polarization, essentially reprogramming immune cells that are stuck in a pro-inflammatory state back into a healing, anti-inflammatory mode. For seniors dealing with autoimmune issues, chronic inflammation, or immune dysfunction, mangosteen doesn't just calm the immune system, it recalibrates it. Mangosteen trees are tropical and take years to mature. They're difficult to grow outside of Southeast Asia, but the dried rind and extracts are widely available. Here's what the supplement industry doesn't want you to know. Products marketed as mangosteen juice are often blends with mangosteen being one of the less abundant components. The xanthones are concentrated almost entirely in the purple rind, not the sweet white flesh. 1. Camu camu, the Amazon's vitamin bomb. Here it is, the fruit that breaks the rules. Camu camu earns the top position because it reveals something profound about the difference between isolated nutrients and whole foods. Native Amazonian Indians used camu camu for generations, but did not traditionally value it as a food source because of its intensely sour, almost painful taste. It was the botanists who arrived centuries later who realized they were standing next to the most vitamin C-dense food on the planet. Fresh camu camu berries can contain between 877 and 3,133 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams, compared to approximately 50 milligrams in an orange. Here is where camu camu separates itself from everything else on this list. In a landmark human study, smokers who drank 70 milliliters of camu camu juice daily, containing 1,050 milligrams of vitamin C, showed significantly lower oxidative stress and inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein. Critically, the same effects were not seen in a control group that took a tablet with the exact same amount of vitamin C. Read that again. Same vitamin C dose, completely different result. This is the key insight. Camu camu has more powerful antioxidative and anti-inflammatory activity than 1,500 milligrams of synthetic vitamin C, even when vitamin C content is equivalent. This suggests camu camu contains other antioxidative substances, including carotenoids, anthocyanins, and potassium that increase the bioavailability of vitamin C. The active copilot compounds include ellagic acid and quercetin, which regulate inflammatory gene expression, cyanidin. 3. Glycoside, an anthocyanin that independently activates the NRF2 pathway, your body's master antioxidant gene switch, and 1. Methyl malate, a unique organic acid isolated specifically from camu camu that has shown liver protective effects. For seniors dealing with chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, immune dysfunction, or cardiovascular issues, camu camu is not just a vitamin C pill dressed up as a fruit. It is a complete biological system, a whole food matrix in which dozens of compounds amplify each other's effects in ways that synthetic supplementation cannot replicate. Practical warning: heat destroys the vitamin C almost completely. Raw, cold-pressed, or freeze-dried powder are the only forms worth using. Most camu camu juice products on store shelves have been pasteurized at temperatures that reduce the vitamin C content to near zero. Always buy freeze-dried powder and stir it into cold water or smoothies. Never cook with it. So there you have it. 7 fruits. 7 pathways to health that modern medicine forgot. Kiwano protects your vision. Longan calms your brain. Jabuticaba activates your cellular antioxidant systems. Noni amplifies everything else you eat. Aki feeds your brain with essential fats. Mangosteen reprograms immune cells. And camu camu proves that whole foods are more than the sum of their parts. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you've just learned something that changes fruit nutrition entirely. You now know more about these forgotten superfoods than most nutritionists will ever tell you. Smash that like button right now. It helps this video reach others who are tired of settling for the same 5 fruits at the supermarket and ready to reconnect with nature's most powerful healing foods. And if you haven't subscribed to Elder Botanics yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.